Now, don't worry. We're just going to get this in one take, so
Yeah.
no pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Rich Brueckner from the SC10 Communications Committee, and today my guest is Dan Olds from Gabriel Consulting. Dan has been hanging out with the Student Cluster Competition, and I wanted to get a summary from you, Dan, about what's been going on there. It's Tuesday of the show, their second day of this. What's going on there?
It's a big thing. For anybody who doesn't know about the Student Cluster Competition, I think this is one of the coolest things. This is my first year really getting deeply into it, and I've been putting a lot of blogs up on the Register, some video blogs, getting to know the teams. I started about a month ago, but we have teams from all over. We have 6 teams from the US, we've got one from Russia, one from Taiwan.
Really?
They traveled a long ways to be here. We've got a number of battles shaping up.
Really?
You want to hear about it?
So you have some drama? You got any
Let's
drama?
talk about it.
Okay.
We haven't got
Sure.
drama. We got battles. We have wars shaping up. Okay, here's one right here. We've got Intel Westmere versus AMD MagnaCore. 6 cores, 12 cores. Which one's better? We're going to find out. Right? That's one battle. Also, Microsoft is there with their HPC variant of their operating system versus Linux. What's going to happen there? A lot of things happening over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any particular teams that are starting to talk trash between each other? You seen any of that going on?
A little bit of that's pretty good natured, but yeah, there's definite personalities to the teams, and I've noticed that over the days and over the weeks actually. The Russians, quiet confidence. They feel pretty strong about what's going on. LSU in Texas talking a little bit of trash. Texas comes in, right? First year here.
Okay.
And I'm talking to them on the video that I posted. What took you so long? You're Texas.
Yeah.
You can't stand to not be competing for something, right?
Sure.
You've got all this high tech, and what? So we're 4 years in, and you show up. Well, yeah, they show up. They bring essentially a gift shop with them.
Yeah.
They've got more booth flair than many of the vendors on the floor, which actually makes sense because I believe they stole a lot of it from TAC.
Oh, okay.
So
okay. I heard
their
something.
whole TAC to the future. And if you notice, those things have their own faces in there.
They do.
In the posters.
They do.
T-shirts, purses, anything you want.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
let's step back just a
Sure.
second for folks that aren't familiar with the Student Cluster Competition.
That's a good point.
Okay. So you've got these schools, and the structure of the competition is to build something that runs fast in a certain time with a certain power envelope.
They have a vendor sponsor,
Yeah.
and they can use advisors from their school, from the HPC community, whoever they can find, to help them design those clusters. And the hardware providers provide the hardware. But when they get here, they get to the floor, they have to put it together, and they have to run a number of benchmarks on it. The first one that they did Monday is the HPCC benchmark. And the only constraint they really have that matters is power.
Yeah.
They have 26 amps.
That's it.
No more. No more, and they're metered.
Okay.
So they have 26 amps to use, and they can come at this in a number of different ways. The other battle that's shaping up, 2 teams brought GPUs. The Russians are running 10 Fermis. Stony Brook is running 2. Is that going to pay off? We don't know, because they had the other teams I talked to said, no, we decided we're not going to do that. We looked at it, but we figured that if we did that, we would have to dump some of our compute cores. We'd have to dump some of our AMD or Intel processors. So they didn't see that as being a good trade-off.
Okay.
So it's a gamble. Is it going to pay off? We're going to find out.
Is it? Yeah. So any like benchmark numbers that were unexpected or you saw this week?
Well, one of the things, they don't really disclose the numbers.
Oh.
But we do, and this announcement's being made now inside of the Top 500 press conference. We have 3 teams that have run HPCC that are now in the teraflop club.
Okay.
3 teams that did more than a teraflop on 26 amps.
26 amps. Wow. Incredible.
5 nodes, 6 nodes, something like that. But that's pretty impressive.
Okay. Well, let's move forward. So it's going to be Wednesday. What happens, Don? What happens?
Wednesday is the day of destiny. Yes. That's when they have to turn in their numbers. Everything is culminating towards that. What they've been doing,
Yeah.
since 5:30 or 7 when the show opened on Monday. They
Yes.
turned into their HPCC. They got their data sets.
Yeah.
Since then until Wednesday,
Yeah.
crank, crank, crank.
Okay.
Optimize, 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 trying to get as many runs in, get as many results as they can to turn in on Wednesday.
Okay.
Then the judgment comes. We find out on Thursday,
On Thursday.
who takes home the trophy, who takes home the crown, even though there is no actual trophy or crown. But
Okay.
who is the winner?
Yeah. Yeah.
No roses either. No winner's circle.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So if somebody wants to come see this tomorrow is the day, right?
Go
'Cause
see
they're-
him tomorrow. And
Yeah.
by the way, that's another component that they're judged on. There's a fan favorite this year.
Uh-huh.
And there's voting at the end of the row where they are. They're up against the far north wall, I believe.
Yeah.
But go by and talk to the teams. One of the things that they're judged on is their outreach to
Yeah.
folks at the show.
Okay, so they're
And-
not just nose
No.
down in their code.
They
no.
want to talk about this. They have displays up
Uh-huh.
of some of the things that they've done. They'll talk about their systems. They're judged on that. They want to, and really, all kidding aside, these are just great kids.
Yeah.
And they are really having a great time
Well,
doing this.
Yeah, I know it's fun, but I also heard a rumor that half these guys have landed jobs already since coming here this week.
That's a big component of this, and that's something I'm talking to both vendors and to the students alike. If you want to get somebody who is committed to computing as
Yeah.
an intern or as a full-time hire,
Yeah.
could you do any better than to get some kid, some undergrad, who has gone out on their own since probably January and learned all about clustering? Most of the students here they're computer science students or they're math majors, but they don't know clustering.
Mm-hmm.
They've learned it since then.
Learned since then.
And they've spent all personal time doing this.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big thing. And that's the kind of motivation that you don't typically find in the usual slack jaw coming out into the job market these days.
Yeah.
And I say that with all due respect.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's
slack-jawed yokel.
So it sounds like these are some great kids.
Oh, they
with,
really
with,
are.
With real initiative and worth
And-
meeting. And so Wednesday, I think people should get down there.
Very engaging,
and yeah.
very fun, and they're really having a great time.
That's terrific. Well, Dan, I want to thank you for coming here today and giving us the update and the preview of Wednesday at SC10.
Day of Destiny.
Day
is
of
tomorrow.
Destiny.
The Day of Destiny.
All right.
And the motto that I've dubbed this year for it, go hard or go home.
Okay, any predictions on winner? Do you have a sealed envelope? No?
Early favorite for me was Stony Brook
Yeah.
because they were the champion last year. They're bringing back a lot of veterans. I thought maybe they're building a dynasty. Plus, they were bringing GPUs, which would make their system GPU-rific. That's another term I'm trying to coin. But I don't know.
Yeah.
The Texas guys, in a bold move, they posted their LinPack on a 42-inch monitor after they did it, and they're in the terabyte club, the teraflop club. They posted it. Gutsy move. Don't think that the Stony Brook folks got up that high,
Okay.
but HPCC and LinPack is just part of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So we shall see. I also have had my eyes on the Russians.
Yes.
Because of the 10 GPUs.
Okay.
But that's the hard thing. Team from Taiwan, serious technical people.
Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah.
And they've got some interesting. They've got a good access to hardware providers over there. Very quiet.
Yes.
Very
yes.
quiet. And then you've got Colorado and Purdue. They've been here before, many times before.
Yeah.
They're hungry.
Yeah.
They've been here. They've
Yeah.
been to the big show, but they're not getting married at. They're always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Getting sort of the greenest award or highest this,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're not winning the big prize.
Okay.
You've got Florida A&M, which is a great story.
Okay.
Their hardware vendor dropped the ball. They didn't get gear. Their gear didn't arrive.
So what happened then?
This is really kind of neat. This shows the competition. They had nothing to run.
Right,
Right.
okay,
They had
yeah.
laptops. Colorado gave them some gear.
No kidding.
Other teams pitched in to give them some gear. That's what they're using.
That spirit. Very nice.
This is brand new hardware to them, and they don't have as much of it, but they're still running, and they're going to complete. They're going to finish.
They're going to finish. That's
And that's
terrific.
that first-time team, first-time cluster of people, first-time HPC experience for them, and they stayed with it. It's really a cool story.
That is.
And hometown LSU,
Yeah.
looking good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hometown.
Hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't discount that.
They put their cluster in the back of their advisor's camper shell. And he put the blades in the back of his rig, drove it down 80 miles, sealed his luggage off inside. So he couldn't get his luggage till they set up the cluster. That's a rumor, at least. Purdue's got their big sledgehammer here. They used it to kill a moth, it looks like, and they have the moth on display as well. Although they may have taken that down after I pointed out it makes them look like, to them, every problem is something to be hit with a hammer.
I think you found a new sport to be a pundit for.
This should be just like college football.
Yeah, yeah. So are there going to be videos of this?
I've got videos up on the web. There's going to be more. I'm coming back tonight around 2 a.m.
No
I'm
kidding.
going to catch the all night. You want to come?
Maybe. Well, I'll certainly be up. So.
Well, you'll be drunker with a.
Well, that's
I'm
possible.
going to go ahead and leave that alone.
Okay.
But,
all right. All right. Well, sounds good. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time with another preview tomorrow from SC10.
Day of Destiny.
Day of Destiny.